Okay, last SEC road game, last SEC game for us. You look. This is our 10th game. You think back of the summer, and if somebody would have told us we'd have made it through 10 SEC games, that would have been a big accomplishment. Real proud of our team, the way they handled themselves with the COVID etiquette and everything that goes with it. We're playing a Mississippi State team that you see that is probably playing their best ball of the season. They played Georgia and Ole Miss on the road, very close, had chances to win. You look at their defense, they're very good against the run. They're very disrupted with the different things they do offensively. Real impressed with the quarterback. Since he's taken over the starting job, he's protected the ball very well, considering how many times he's thrown the ball. So looking forward to playing our last SEC game on the road against a very solid Mississippi State team. Questions?
First question is Jordan Hill.
Yes, you kind of hit on it there, but like you said, Mississippi State has seemed to kind of turn a corner down here at the end of the year. What sort of stands out to you as far as what's helped them sort of get things together?
Yeah, I think their defense, they've been disruptive really all year. They're impressive when you watch them on film against some really good offenses. They've done a good job against the run. I think the big thing is they're protecting the football better than they did the first half of the season. So I think it's a combination of really those two things.
How important is preparation this week, given that they do seem to be playing their best ball?
Yeah, and plus I should have said this: they've had an off week too to prepare for us. 2 weeks to prepare. There's nothing like that. We actually earlier in the year when we were going to play them, we had an off week leading up to that, and of course we had a few practices to at least get a foundation of what they do and kind of how to play in with that. So hopefully that'll help us. Hopefully there'll be a good recall from that week, and we can hit the ground running with that.
Nathan King.
Hey Gus, I was wondering if there was any sort of update on Christian Tut, whether that injury was something bad or nothing at all.
Yeah, so we'll see about practice today and see what he can and can't do. We'll probably know more on Thursday. It could be one of those things like it's been kind of with Tank up to this point and Brodarius, like it's been the last 2 weeks. But we'll see how he progresses.
Steve Bolton.
Coach, how important is finishing off the season the right way and kind of carrying that momentum into bowl season?
I think that's very important, and we actually talked about that with our team, Sunday after the game, that, we weren't fortunate enough to get these seniors out on a victory. So this is a big game for us, and, we want to do everything in our power to try to get a victory. Like I said, it's not going to be easy on the road in our league with a team that's playing good football right now, and so it'll be a challenge, but I think that'd be very important if we can get the victory.
From an offensive standpoint, how much have you studied the air raid, and how different overall philosophy-wise is the air raid system, Coach?
Yeah, of course, it's pretty unique compared to the teams we've seen this year. Very unique, kind of different approach, throw to open up the run. Like I said, I'm hoping that off week that we had where the game got canceled, that preparation, I'm hoping that really helps us too. Just getting a good, good footing on everything with our plan. But they present challenges. There's no doubt. Like I said, they've been protecting the football, and I think that's been a big factor.
Jason Caldwell.
Gus, guys haven't played as many guys on defense as normal this year. Do you have to look at this one going into this week, and especially the back seven, and go, we may need to rotate a few more guys, considering they might throw it 70 times?
Yeah, that conversation's come up. We'll see how the game unfolds. Kind of like we talked about last time, that the uniqueness of this year with having 10 SEC games has kind of hurt us, our ability to play as many as we have in the past when we had non-conference games and all that. But each game unfolds a little bit different. But obviously, like you said, they throw it and they throw it and they throw it, and you need as many DBs or fresh DBs you can get.
Jordan Hill.
Gus, any sense if DJ Williams will be available going into this week?
I believe DJ's going to practice this week. At least he's going to give it a go and see how he's doing. I know he wants to play in this last game, but we'll see. He wasn't able to play last week, and we just made the decision, hey, let's rest it up and see what you can do this week. So hopefully we'll have that answer later in the week also.
Mark Murphy.
Well, I was going to ask about DJ, but just in general, how's the team health-wise now?
I think overall we're doing okay, especially for 10 straight SEC games. We're hopeful that the guys that played last game will be able to play again. Like I said, a few of those guys will wait until later in the week to be able to make a call.
John Zener.
Yeah, Gus, I know probably the passing game hasn't been as consistent as you'd want it to be, but in general, how dangerous the duo are Seth and Anthony?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're very dangerous, and you see production-wise, I mean, really, Anthony is coming on. He's really, becoming a complete receiver, and so, those two guys, along with Bo, I think they've got connections, and they got a really good feel for each other.
Jeff Spiegel.
Gus, I don't know any coach in America who has logged more hot seat so-called time than you have. How tiresome is that, and how much of a hindrance is that in you trying to do your job?
Yeah, I've got a job that I've said before expects to win championships, and I do too. And the years that you're not in the mix, that's just part of it. But I'm blessed to be here, and I'm excited about not only this game, but I'm excited about next year.
Tom Green.
Gus, you mentioned the challenges that the air raid kind of presents, since it's an offense that you don't really see that often. But how helpful is it that, Kevin in his career has had multiple opportunities to, kind of scheme that offense up before?
Yeah, I think there's nothing like what you just said. A coordinator that has experience in similar offenses and all that, and has went against it, and I think that definitely helps. And like I said, I'm hoping that extra week that we had will also come into play and give us some kind of help too.
Justin Ferguson.
Hey guys, we're coming at the end of Bo's second season as your starter. Where do you think he's kind of taken steps forward this year, and what areas do you think you want to really focus on with him heading into year 3?
Yeah, I think just the experience, you can tell that he's more experienced. He's more of a team leader. His leadership, his toughness, his competitiveness, really is starting to show even more. So I think he's in a super spot, and then the fact that he'll be able to actually go through spring with Coach Morris and his receivers and do all the different things, preparation you normally get to do, that's really going to help.
Steve Bolton.
Coach, kind of a bigger picture question, if I could. The one-time transfer rule looks like it's coming up in passing. What do you think about that, and how much do you think that may have an impact overall in college football?
Well, I think it'll have a big impact in college football, and I think that changes really the recruiting landscape and how traditional recruiting has been in the past. So we'll have to see. Like I said, there's a lot of new things happening, and I think you got to be prepared to adjust, and that's what we're trying to do.
Mark Murphy.
Yeah, can you talk about the defensive line issues in the last game? And I guess this is going to be a totally different type of game for the defensive line this week.
Yeah, I think for sure it's going to be a different type game. Last week, they got after us pretty good, and so we'll just continue to improve. Like I said before, we lost some really talented guys last year, and we got some guys, young guys that are growing. And but it's completely different this week. I mean, it's just from one extreme to the other, and so we'll see how it goes.
Got time for a few more. First is Jeff Spiegel.
Gus, it's been kind of a rocky road for Coach Leach at State, but the last couple of games they've been very competitive. What have you noticed about them that's enabled them to be more competitive the last couple of games?
Yeah, I think it's the two factors I said earlier. I just you look, man, they're shutting down the run. I mean, that's where it starts. I mean, they're shutting down the run. They're very aggressive. They take chances on defense. They're very disruptive. They're not conventional, okay? So, if you got a short period of time to prepare for them, there can be some challenges with that. And then probably the biggest factors are protecting the football. Earlier in the year, they weren't protecting the football very well, giving their defense short fields. and making it tough on their defense. Well, lately they've been protecting the football and scoring some points. So you see a team that has improved, and I think those two factors are some of the biggest.
Tom Green.
Hey, Gus, do you have an update on the latest round of COVID testing?
Yeah, the last one we were all negative. So once again, our players have done an outstanding job. Our coaches really, Doc Goodlett and Robbie, our trainer. I can't say enough good things about those two, their leadership, and our players sacrificing to be able to do this. And like I said earlier, we're about to play our 10th game, and who would have thought that in parts of June and even some July? So real proud of our medical team, real proud of our players, and really our staff too.
Our last one is from David Pascal.
Gus, you've touched a couple of times on how tough it is to run on them. I think Georgia had 8 rushing yards on them. You've always said your offense is good when it runs and when Bo mixes in some runs. Have teams been able to attack them with quarterback runs? And along those lines, just how important will that be Saturday night?
Yeah, of course, with us, we need to run the football effectively. Just like I said last week, which I think we did a really solid job against the number one, defense, in the league, and just didn't have a lot of possessions. But it's going to be similar. We're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to earn the rushing yards, and Bo being a part of the running game. I've said this before. It opens up more. And so strategically, we'll try to do that. There hadn't been a whole lot of quarterbacks up to this point been successful running, but we'll see how it goes.
Thank you. All right, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you.